What's up? I'm back to finish up my reading as I have promised. I got done handling my business, so now we're gonna get back down to business. Let me turn this heater off right quick before I heat up my pant leg. All right, we left off on page 6, going on 7. Oh no, here we go. We left off on page 7. Okay, so we're gonna get back into it. Literally, this is just booked up with KT, meaning that we used to be booked up in the wrong ways in prison, different things of that nature, and now we're booked up in the right way. And we're reading Master Your Time, Master Your Life by Brian Tracy, the breakthrough system to get more results faster in every area of your life. Okay. And who encouraged me to read this book in the first session of Wake Up with Peach was Peach McIntyre. And my life has never been the same since. And I am wanting to share this with everybody. I have an audience of formerly incarcerated women, moms, different things of that nature. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for coming on in. And I just want to be able to share with other mothers that were previously incarcerated. I did 5 years in prison. I was a drug addict. I did powder puff girl drugs. I also did spinach, Popeye spinach. So, and aside from tilting the bottle. So people that still do that, there ain't no judgment here. There's still room for you at this table. You know what I mean? But we're going to hop back into the book. If there were some of you guys, I see some of the people popping in here that were here earlier. Hey, what's going on? I promised you guys. I went on ahead and came on back in. All right, so we're going to finish up with your choices and decisions are everything. We're going to still read into page 19, okay? So your choices and decisions are everything. While you guys are popped in and stopped in, let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm from Kansas City. Hey, Just Strawberry. Hey, Miss Riaz. Hey, Brittany Nicole. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Karuman. Hey, Danny. Hey, guys, come on in. Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. Hey, Mikaela. Patricia. Frog man. Hey, you know what? I have a book that's called Eat That Frog that I'm getting ready to read with my kids. So it was upside down. Eat that frog. Frog man. I thought that was funny. Hey, France, Trey. What's going on, y'all? Thank you so much for coming on in. Share the live, tap the screen, get some likes on in here. If you guys don't mind, you don't have to give, but if you want to, any proceeds coming from this live goes straight to growing this channel. So I thank you guys for just stopping in. But I'm getting ready to pop on in there. Your choices and decisions are everything. It is the same with you in your life. As long as you respond effectively to the continuous challenges of daily life and work, you continue to grow smarter and more capable and move towards the fulfillment of your full potential. Whew. That was some bars right there by Brian Tracy, okay? More than anything, your success in both the short and long term is largely determined by the way you respond to the inevitable and the unavoidable difficulties and challenges of daily life. We all know that some things happen in our life and we're like, hey, it's not fair. We didn't do this to us. It's not our fault that this happened to us. You know what I mean? I know we've had some things that happen like that in life, but it's not our fault that those things happen to us, but it is our responsibility to respond a certain kind of way. So cars can break down. That's not your fault. Anything could happen. Flat tire from something in the road on the highway. Okay, but how are you going to respond to that? Your responsibility, your ability to respond. How is your response to that? your ability to respond to it. That's what makes all the difference in your life. A lot of times people, I know you guys have been around people that are so negative and they're like always constantly have something negative to say no matter what happens. You can try to encourage them. You can try to say, hey, you know, the bright side, this is what it is. And they want to continue to keep being negative. Yeah. Stay away from those people. They don't want to be curved, pointed to the right direction. Stay away from them. They don't want to be curved, pointed to the right direction. Stay away from them type of where they like to wallow in that. And when they like to wallow in that, they like to be down there with other people. Misery loves company. Nothing more, nothing less. If you work with people like that, stay away from them. If you have people like that in your family, stay away from them. If there's people like that in your household, talk to them about it and say, hey, look, check it out. Every time we have something going on, you have a negative connotation about everything we have going on. And it's bringing me down and the household down. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate it. And Glam Queen, I appreciate it. Come on in, y'all. Tap the screen. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. And so I'm going to hop back in here. But I know y'all know some people like that. And if it's okay to say, hey, cut that out. Like, that's negative. But just as well as the negative, the positive can rub off too. So hopefully your positive is more powerful than their negative. Because if you think about it, the darkness cannot exist where the light is. You go into a room, you flip the light on, the darkness has to flee. So hopefully your light is more powerful than the darkness. You know what I mean? Or you can have it to where you have a vast of darkness and you have such a small little light. Your light has to be bigger than the darkness. Okay? Just remember that as you go on your next day tomorrow, wherever you guys are. Thank you so much, Sultan. Thank you guys so much for popping on in. Go ahead, share the live, tap the screen, bring some more folks in. I'm about to hop back in here. Respond to the inevitable and unavoidable difficulties and challenges of your daily life. This is called your response ability. Response ability, your ability to respond. Okay, that's what that is. Your ability to respond effectively to the nonstop and conflicting demands on your time. So I have made a choice to stop answering the phone from friends and family that just want to gossip and talk and linger all day long. And I realized that I have taken back hours of my life throughout the week. Like hours, not just on their behalf, because it's me. People are only going to do what you allow them to do. So in the meantime, between time, I can be chatty Cathy too. So am I helping them in any kind of way grow? Possibly not. Are they helping me grow by just loading and undumping all of their different things that they have going on in their life? No, get you a journal. Write that stuff down. Don't dump it onto somebody because we all got something going on. You know what I mean? So thanks so much, guys. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. That lets TikTok know that we are doing what we're supposed to do. In this book, you will learn a series of the best time usage and time management principles ever discovered. The same time management techniques and strategies practiced by the most successful and happy people in our society. That's why I'm reading this book. Go ahead. Hit the link in the bio. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if it's in there, but if you guys don't know about my YouTube channel is Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. 3 times for you can get it. One more time. Coffee Repairs and Mom with a Prayer. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Okay? Now, here we go. By practicing these methods and techniques, you will take full control over your time in your life and achieve more in the next year or two than most people accomplish in several years or even in a lifetime. I know you've come across people and you're like, man, they still in the same spot. They don't want to grow. They don't want to travel. They don't want to do nothing. They just here. They just wake up and they just let the day do them. Some people don't plan their day out. They don't know what they're going to do. They just wake up and just go with the flow. Wake up, same routine and just go with the flow. What type of life is that? Like, I don't want to be like that anymore. That was me because I was stuck in depression. I was stuck in grief. No motivation. I got out of prison and I just was woe is me. When I got off drugs, my mind and stuff was just still in prison. There's no worser jail than being in jail in your mind. When you stop doing the drugs and different kind of things like that and your mind is not free, but you're free, that's the worst type of jail to be in. So again, my name is KT, and I am a formerly incarcerated mother. I was addicted to drugs for almost 4.5 years. I did 5 years in the state penitentiary. And I am, this year will be my 8th year clean in in October. So I'm grateful for that. So this is why it's so meaningful to me, to be able to help other people know that, hey man, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that there are people that we do change. We do have luster for life, you know what I mean? And that there's other people out there that really need to have the purpose that God put in you. There's a book that you need to write that you ain't wrote. There's vlogs that you need to be posting. There's content that you need to be posting because somebody needs to hear something that you have to say. Yeah, God may have given a lot of people some of the same talents, some of the same gifts and different things of that nature, but he gave those same things to you, but there's only a way that you can deliver that. Only way that you'll be able to reach a certain audience. You know what I mean? Some people that I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say the graveyard is full of potential and full of all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and what ifs. You know how many books are in the graveyard? You know how many movies, how many poems, all these different things. Just think of all these ideas and stuff. You don't want to die with that stuff. You want to empty yourself of all that stuff and leave that legacy for your kids. And you say, oh, well, I ain't going to be here. That's the wrong way to think. That's the wrong way to think. Imagine if nobody did or left anything before it was your time. Where would you be? You know? Think of it like that. All right, now let's hop back into the book. When you become more thoughtful about your current situation, that's what I'm saying. When you become more thoughtful about your current situation and learn the most effective way to deal with different events at different times with different approaches, you will think with greater clarity and will respond with greater confidence than ever before. I know sometimes it's hard for me it used to be hard for me to decide. They say the most successful people make clear, concisive decisions. And if they have to change it, they'll fix it somewhere else down the road. But make the decision to change, to make the decision to stop procrastination, make the decision to say, hey, I'm ready to take that first step into my future. You know, strategic planning and goal setting time. There is one quality that most possess to win. There is one quality that one must possess to win. And that is definiteness of purpose and the knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to achieve it. Napoleon Hill. I know you guys know about him, Think and Grow Rich, in some of his other books. So awesome. But I'm going to read that one more time, and I'm just going to read it straight through. Strategic planning. This is chapter 1, strategic planning and goal setting time. There is one quality that one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to achieve it. Napoleon Hill. Okay. This is chapter 1. One of the most important types of time is the time you spend thinking, deciding, and planning how to achieve the things you really want in life. A lot of times people don't think. They just go through life. And a lot of times people are doing things they don't even know what they're doing. They're just like, you ever ask somebody, why are you doing what you're doing? Or either they don't want to tell you the real reason, or either just like, I don't know. You never should be doing anything that you don't even know the reason why you're doing it. Always take that with you in your mind. Never do anything and you don't know the reason why you're doing it. Always have clarity of this is why you're doing this. That will probably eliminate a whole lot of stuff. All the way from your job, your career, all of that type of stuff. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And if the person is, doesn't want to give you an answer, ask somebody else. It's that easy. You want to be walking with clarity. You don't want to be doing something at your job and that doesn't need to be done, and it's gonna affect up the effectiveness of your job. You know what I mean? This is water TikTok, okay? Meet me a good old spinach salad when I get off of here with some eggs and some wontons and croutons, cucumbers, the mini ones, and a little cut up tomato, some little egg, and some ranch, and salt and pepper, some cheese. It's gonna be heat as soon as I get off live. So I'm going to finish up. We got 8 more pages to go, and I'm going to roll it and wrap it up. Again, go to my YouTube, Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer, Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer, Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Check it out on YouTube. There's going to be this whole series. We're going to go through this book. We're also going to go through No Excuses, Brian Tracy, which is a self-discipline. Then we have another one that's goal setting right here. It's several. I have several of them of his books. This one is the one that I'm reading right now. I'm pretty much done with it. And then this is the one that I'll be starting with my kids, as well as another one in another class that I am with. Fall Asleep with Peach, or Wake Up with Peach. So, and she's the one who started me and got me excited about Brian Tracy. I have gotten a lot of authors, but to be able to get a physical book and to be able to write in it and to write something down, it takes it from your head that's just floating around and eventually can get lost to where you actually can see it and look at it. You're not just thinking about it wistfully in your mind and then you may forget about it and you never think about it again. It's good to write something down. It materializes and you make it real. It becomes real. Okay. That's the significance of really writing. And I'm going to give you guys more clarity here in a little bit on why it's even more important to write things down. And they'll let you know in this book. One of the most important types of time is the time you spend thinking, deciding, and planning how to achieve the things you really want in life. The biggest single waste of time is setting off without clear, specific goals. That's just pretty much what I was just saying. Many people waste their most productive years responding and reacting to whatever is going on around them and working to achieve the goals of other people instead of taking the time to become absolutely clear about what it is that they really want for themselves. A lot of people, and myself included, think that it's a lot easier to work and help somebody else achieve their goals and get paid bare minimums than putting the work into yourself in the things that you know you want to do. We've all had a dream of what we want to do or what we want to be when we grow up and different things. And I'm pretty sure none of us has said, oh, yes, I want to spend 40 plus years working for somebody else, making bare minimals and not being able to take off or do what I want to do or spend time with my family. I know that's not one person's on this live's thing that they wanted to do for their whole rest of their life. I guarantee it. And if it is, we need to talk. But anywho, so you want to be clear about what you're doing. Again, how important is that? You know, working for somebody is tough. When you have to ask for just to take time off, even if it's for a funeral. I've just had recent deaths and I have got so many marks and dings just because I had to go to my family's funerals and I wasn't going to miss any of their funerals. And plus I had to plan several of the funerals. So it was pretty tough. And then with bereavement days, you only get so many bereavement days, different things of that nature. And I'm just like, man, if you work for yourself, you can pretty much do what you want, but we'll go into showing up because a lot of times with our jobs, we're so faithful. We make sure we get up on time, show up to that job, do the best we can do. And then when we get home, we don't show up for ourselves. We don't show up for ourselves. We don't work out. We don't put our time into that business. We don't put our time into that book we're writing. We don't put our time into the kids. We don't do any of that. Thank you so much for the gifts. You know what I mean? We don't do any of those. Why is it so hard for us to show up for ourselves, but we can show up for somebody else 40 plus hours a week when we're working on credit? We're working in the hopes of like, we want immediate gratitude. We want immediate payouts. But in reality, you're not getting immediate payouts. You're just already on the payroll. So for the most part, when you're getting paid when you're working, you're just hoping you're working 2 weeks in advance and getting bare minimums of whatever it is that they decide to give you. All you're doing is selling your time for money. But why would you want to continue to sell your time for whatever the highest bidder is in our case, sometimes we're just grateful to get any kind of jobs. And I'm speaking to some mother out here who has been incarcerated because you think because you have a felony that it's hard for you to get a job. You know, that you think is because, oh, I'm a woman, or, oh, because I don't have this degree, or because I don't have this going on, or, oh, I don't have this experience. No. Develop a skill, honey. Develop a skill. Enrich yourself. While you working for these people, good. Do what you got to do to get by, right? I mean, we already, if you feel like, hey, taking a risk on this is you don't know how it's going to turn out. Look. If you live in paycheck to paycheck, you already, come on. All it takes is for one person to say, hey, we need to make cuts. And if you on that chopping board, then what? All your eggs is in one basket. Then what? So we take a chance and a risk for these people and put all of our hope and everything into these people. But when you don't trust yourself because you don't have the confidence built up in yourself, because we have lied to ourselves so much, because we tell ourselves we're going to do this and do that and don't follow through with any of it. So you don't trust yourself. You don't have confidence in yourself. So why would somebody else? These are the exact people that jobs want to look for and hunt for, because they know that you're not going to have any kind of gumption or notion to go out and work for yourself. You're going to be content working for them because you don't have to really think for yourself. They tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, when to go on a break, when you can do this, when you can't do that, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And you're okay with it because you don't have to think. Because you don't have to think. Okay? Whew. It's just what we read. Let me get on back in here. Thank you guys so much for coming on in. Thank you so much, Samantha, for the gifts. I appreciate it. All proceeds are going to continue to grow this channel because I know that people need to hear this. And sometimes people will not pick up these books, but you will watch a TikTok live. You will watch a YouTube video. You will. So this is who cares about that? But eventually you're going to get into the habit of picking up a book, because the audiobooks, you get distracted. You see the notifications coming in, you know, all these different kind of things. You can actually physically go ahead and write and go back and look at these things. In an audiobook, you're really not going to do that. You're not going to rewind and say, oh, it was at such and such minutes, 23 minutes back from 50 minutes. And no, you're not. Come on now. When you have something tangible that you can keep and hang and hold on to, you can go back, you can flip, you can see what you highlighted, you can mark the date, what was going on at the specific time. It's just a different kind of feel. That's why it's important to still put pen to paper. Okay. I was told if you want to hide information, put it in a book. Exactly. Because a lot of people will not read. Just imagine though, if you read one book a month, literally, if you read, I'm going to skip over to one book right quick. I'm going to skip over here just right quick. I'm going to skip over here just right quick. And exactly what you said, Samantha, I'm going to go ahead and show you something that I heard last night on class, and I'm going to have to look for it and come back to it. But in so many words, people that read at least 5 books a year, just 5. The last book I just finished reading was Ken Honda's Happy Money. I'm getting ready to write that down. Happy Money. Thank you for sharing that. Ken Honda's. Thank you for sharing that. I will go look that up. Thank you so much. And in so many words, people in their niche have 10x their money just by reading books. Just by reading. Literally, if you commute to work 10, 20 minutes, pop the audiobook in there. That would be the exceptional time to feed yourself while you're doing it. Forget what the four agreements. Oh, I've heard. So I think Peach McIntyre told me about that too. I feel like she did. 4 agreements. Thank you so much. I'm gonna look all these up. because these can be my definitely next books. And if you want to join the book club and we can talk about it, I definitely would love to give you a shout out and connect with you if you want to, and network, and we can figure some things out. I'm trying to connect with like-minded people to be able to grow in a different direction. A lot of times people are, what I used to do, is so non-judgmental, because I used to do these same things, but that's just not where I'm at. And that doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody. It just means that I'm in a different part of my life right now. But I don't want to go to the clubs. I don't want to go to the neighborhood bars. I don't want to do all the same stuff that people are doing year after year after year. And they're in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and sometimes 70s and 80s, believe it or not. I don't want to do that. I want to meet up with people. I want to be able to do webinars. Back in the day, the technologies has changed so much. You used to have to travel across the country to do seminars. You can do that if you want to, or conferences, because it's cool to network in person. But look how fast technology and knowledge can get across to people now. It's a webinar. That's all you have to do. As a Man Thinketh is a very small book, but yes, I do have that one down on my thing, but I'm going to just give myself a reminder. As a Man Thinketh. Yes, I have heard of that book, and that's on like actually one of my lists to read. But I'm gonna hop back in here because I can get off track. But in so many words, your money can be 10x just by reading and getting better. When people step into their job, they socialize, they drinking coffee, standing around instead of showing up just that little bit earlier, popping on to their job and doing what they're supposed to do, and trying to figure out how they can be the best person. They figure, it's not my job. I'm just here. This ain't my company. The more that you think of it like that, you are your brand. You know what I mean? People look at you separately from the company. You know what I mean? So that's more and deeper than what it is. Okay. There is a saying, before you do anything, you have to do something else first. Before you set off on a great adventure of life, you have to decide where you want to end up. That's just even in your day. What goals do you want to accomplish in your day? Like, are you just, what are you doing? What are you doing in your life? Are you one of those people that, like how I was, literally up until just a little bit recently ago, just here recently, you wake up and you just go throughout the day and you just hoping that something good happens? There's no clarity in that. If you make no goal or have no target, you're going to 100% miss it every single time. If you don't have anything that you're aiming at and you're just shooting, you're going to 100% miss it every single time. Every single time. Okay? Where do you want to end up? The good news is there has never been more opportunities to achieve your goals than there are today. And we know that because look at the technology and how things are rolling. You know what I mean? It says if you aim for nothing, you're going to hit nothing. There you go. There you go. Thank you guys for stopping in, because you guys could be anywhere in the world right now. And you guys are here vibing on the live. It says, can you play the song Ranch? At this moment, we're focused on reading. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe I can write it down. I've never heard of that song before. But we are going to get back to that. It says, oh, yeah. So, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to block you. I know that you're gifting and different things too, but baby, I don't roll like that. Okay. Now, people like that, I could entertain it but it's my time. I'm going to go ahead and save my time and be able to continue to focus on the people that are here, to be able to continue to enrich myself and be able to enrich with you guys as well. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that and keep rolling. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It says, before you set off on a great adventure of life, you have to decide where you want to end up. The good news is there have never been more opportunities to achieve your goals than there are today, but only you can decide what you want. You know, you go to dinner with your husband or your wife or kids or whatever the case may be. Hey guys, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat for a change? Sometimes it's okay for you to go do it. You choose it. I know you want to be nice and different things, but what do you want? You may not want chicken nuggets and whatever else. You may not want that. So choose what you want sometimes. It's okay for that, okay? What is the difference between the rich and the poor? This right here is the question a lot of people ask. What is the difference between the rich and the poor? Does anybody want to answer that before I read on? Anybody want to answer that before I read on? Whew. Woo. I don't want to, I'm not going to share anything. I don't do, I'm not sure how to even turn this off. These invites, because I don't like to do invites. And yeah, I don't like to do invites because that gets me off track, and I've had so many weird different things going on to where I just kind of stay away from that, unless I'm probably like maybe doing some YouTube stuff or something like that. But nuh-uh. Wow, bro came back in as on another page just to do that. So you probably really want to be here. Why don't you just buckle up and just hear what we got to say, man? It ain't gonna hurt you none. Either you're a kid or something of that nature, or you just really don't understand what's going on and you enjoy trolling because you don't have anything or valuable to do with your time. And we're talking about this very thing. I ain't even gonna block you again. I'm gonna let you come on in. As long as you ain't talking nasty and ornery, just come on and pull up a seat and hear about it. I'm just going to go right on into it. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, Amanda, for the gifts. All right. What's the difference between the rich and the poor? One explanation is that about 85% of wealthy people have one big goal they work on all the time. Only 3% of poor people have one big goal, and they work on it occasionally, if at all. Again, just like Samantha said, if you aim at nothing, you're going to get nothing. Okay? The 1% versus the 99%. Are you in the 1%? Or are you in the 99%? I'm going to say right now, I am working my way up to being in the 1%. I'm gonna say that I'm trying to get into the 20% right now with my mindset shift. It's not necessarily about literally what you're doing, but it's your thoughts before you do it. It's literally a process. It's literally your mindset. That's it. Free TikTok live in the back in the bio. I'm not sure. This is not if y'all want to follow each other and do all that be my guest. But I'm not encouraging all that. I'm here to read and do what it do. Okay. But thank you so much for stopping on in. Hey, Jimmy Lee, thanks for stopping on in. All right, the 1% versus the 99%. Today, there is great controversy over the difference between the 1%ers and the rest of us. The 1%ers and the rest of us. I am part of the rest of us. And it says, the claim is that the 1%ers own or control more wealth than everyone else put together. However, that statistic is inaccurate. I believe it. I believe it's inaccurate. The real difference is, this is probably not much better. The real difference is actually between the top 3% and the other 97%, because most people start off with little or nothing. The real question ought to be, how did the 3% who started with nothing become so successful in the course of 1 or 2 generations? Are you the person in your generation? If you're here on this live, it's because you really want to strive and you really want to be better. The type of live that you're on, the TikTok is not going to show you what you're not interested in. If you're not, you would have scrolled on. So clearly, You know that you're that person in your family. You know that you're that person in your family to break those curses of how my family was raised up, because they literally didn't know any better, but they also didn't strive to want to be better. They were just going with the flow. I didn't want to stick with that. Even though I went to prison, that's not my forever. That's a part of the process. That's a part of everything that I need to go through so I can be able to relate to somebody and go back and get them and let them know that, hey, there is hope. The drugs and stuff that I went on, I was on drugs for like 4 or 5 years. I went to prison for like 5 years. I was drinking and different kind of things like gambling, all kind of stuff for a very long time in my life. I'm in my mid-30s now. You know what I mean? With 2 kids are almost grown and a 6-year-old, you know? I said we broke. Nah, we don't say that no more. We speak life over here. We don't say we broke. We are not broke. We may be bent a little bit, but we ain't broke. We don't speak on that over here. We are not broke. We do not speak that over here. We speak life, abundance. And to my audience, I'm pouring into my audience. We don't do that. But for the most part, we just in between blessings. I'm gonna just put it like that because baby, whew. And really, for real, what can make you rich is your mindset. And people think that that's just the part of, that's so cliche, but it's not. It's not. Literally, what's the difference between the best thing that we have in common with other people that are rich and the people that are poor is we all got the same 24 hours in a day. But the difference is, what do they do with their time? What do they do with their energy? People that are poor, for the most part, do enough just to get by, scroll on TikTok all day, don't try to enrich yourself. You go to work, you come home, you watch TV in the morning before you go to work. You probably sneaking and watching it on your phone at work. The celebrity things, the fights, the this and what's going on all out here, ain't none of that paying you. You're being a consumer. There's no way that we should be having our phones in our hands and we're not making some kind of money from it. There's no way we should be continually to have this money maker right here. We have money makers. We should not be consumers, but that's what society is teaching us to be. And a lot of us are falling right into that trap. We don't have to do it. That's the difference. Do you think when you ask, I know you guys see those interviews when there's people that are interviewed and stuff on TikTok or YouTube, and they're like, hey, you're rich, we see your house, we see your car, and what do you do for a living? You ask them what their habits are. They have multiple streams of income. They're not watching TV. They're not scrolling on TikTok unless they're doing it for a purpose, but not just to soak their time up. They have stuff to do with their time. And then stuff that they can't do, they allocate it or divvy it out to people or delegate it to people who make less money than them to do the things so they can do other things. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole science to it. It's not luck. It's literally work. It's literally equation. It's literally an equation. But let me hop back in this book. Now I'm going to reread this sentence. The real difference is actually between the top 3% and the other 97%. Because most people start off with little or nothing. The real question ought to be, how did the 3% who started with nothing become so successful in the course of 1 or 2 generations? The answer is simple. It says, what did you do to go to prison for, if you don't mind me asking? I was doing some irresponsible things with my cousins. We were doing some transactions and some things went haywire. I knew what was going on and I didn't say anything because I was scared. I had children. I had 2 small children at the time. I have 3 now. And I didn't say anything because the person that actually committed the crime was my cousin. And I didn't want to be involved in it, but it was just too much evidence. And I was the person who knew the missing links of this and that and on this side, and who I knew on, and I just didn't tell. I mean, I didn't have the actual, I'm trying to speak in between the lines because a time or 2 I've gotten kicked off for talking about certain stuff or saying certain words. So I'm hoping that maybe you can read between the lines. but I knew about it and different things of that nature. And I'm just leave it like that. No, it's not messed up because I was doing something I have any business doing. I mean, regardless, at the end of the day, just because I didn't have a specific thing, it was meant for me to go away because the path on life that I was on a path of destruction. I mean, the fact that I went to jail for those specific things, God had really spared me because I could have went for other things. And that's just a lot of things that's going on in the world right now. A lot of people just ain't got caught, and people are very judgmental because it looks really bad on paper. But it is what it is. And I'm grateful that God said, hey, 1 year wasn't enough, or 2 years wasn't enough, or 3 wasn't enough. But he's like, I'm going to sit you down for 5 years. And he honestly preserved me. The fact that he allowed my grandma, she just passed, Lord rest her soul. But my grandma was able, she literally, how God, the intricacies of everything, how God allowed everything to happen. So my kids didn't have to go into the system. I went to prison like almost right out of high school. I had my first daughter at 18, and I had another daughter shortly thereafter, just turned 20, and then boom, went to jail, for some irresponsible, dumb decisions, doing irresponsible things with my time, Yes, thank God I learned from it. But even when I got out, I didn't immediately kick in. Of course, I wanted to do right and this and that. But, when you're young, and even prison, to me, it does not, you have to make a choice. If you're in prison for whatever the reason that you're in prison for, you have to make a choice. Prison can reform you if you choose to be reformed. Some people get out and do the same things, and they're career criminals doing life sentences on installments. It's people that have been going back and forth to jail and prison since they could go to jail and prison. And the people that I was locked up from my same city and state, for me, been doing life sentences on installments. Why are you 70 something and in jail? Why are you 70 something going back and forth to jail for the same stuff that you were doing in your 20s and teens and different things of that nature? Some people really make it a lifestyle. You're doing life sentences. You're doing a life sentence on installments. They're more so in prison in their mind than physically. That's the craziest prison to ever be in. Whew. Or when you witness somebody who is actually changing, or you witness somebody after you're changing, you become awake, because everybody that's on this live is on a different kind of level. You can guarantee it, because you wouldn't be staying here because of the type of stuff I'm reading. A lot of people gonna think it's boring, or I ain't got time for that. I want money. I want this right now. We're in a microwave. I heard somebody say we're in a microwave society. We want instant things right here, right now. And to a certain degree, those things can happen, but you have to put your mind in place to do that. It gets deep, y'all. But we'll get back to that, and I'll talk a lot about this on my YouTube. So yeah, we'll pop back on here. My main page, this is my backup page, and I thought that I would be showing this page a little bit more love. This page, I started out on this page some years back, and I just almost kind of forgot about it, honestly. But if you guys ever want to go to my main page where I post all my content at, I'll go ahead and pop it up to you guys. So I just started this book club because I did Fall Asleep with Peach and Wake Up with Peach. And it is thebomb.com. And I should be going live right now too on probably both TikTok pages. But this is let's see. This is my main account. If you guys want to pop over there, screenshot or whatever the case may be, that's where it gets real live and direct. This is where I share all of everything at, all the good stuff. And you hear the raw, real deal, because I really don't post over here. I just use this to go live, at nighttime, when I just want to catch people organically. I don't want people to just be in my live just because you know me, or just because, that ain't me Putin, y'all. That's my chair. But hey, we all gotta go sometimes. But I really want people to really genuinely seek out what it is that they want to find. Because if the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Not saying I'm just a teacher like that, but you know what I mean? When you're ready to start finding and learning different things and become on a different level, God will present those things to you easy. He says, seek me and you'll find me. It's that easy. Knock and I'll open the door. You just have to be genuine and God knows what to do. He said, because it's a never ending cycle, but it can be a never ending cycle, but you can break it. You have the power. You have the power to make a decision in your life. And one decision leads to the next, and then it leads to the next, and it leads to the next. We have the power to break that. We have the power and control over our lives as much as God gives us. He gives us free will. So, you know what I mean? And in so many words, we have free will. God gave us that beautiful gift of free will. But let me hop on back in here, y'all. All right. So the answer is simple. The top 3% have clear written goals and plans that they work on every day. They know exactly who they are, what they want, and where they are going. That's cold. They have a blueprint, a roadmap that guides them faster and with ever greater accuracy towards achieving the health, happiness, wealth, and prosperity that most people strive for all of their lives. Just by writing them down, people think, oh yeah, no, that's the code. That's the code. Writing it down so you can see it and it's not just floating around in your mind and then you get all these great ideas. I know you guys hate that when you forget, you think about or have something that you like, oh man, that was a great idea. Write it down. God said, write the vision and make it plain. Make it plain so you can see it. Because if you keep having it in your mind, it's going to go fleeting away and it's going to be replaced by anything. You know how many thoughts we have a day? Like thousands, hundreds of thousands. I'm sure, especially if you're a thinker like I am. Write that stuff down. Carry a journal with you. And even if you jot it down and brief it down, journaling journaling daily is amazing. Yes, Samantha. It is, but you know what? A lot of us don't do it because we're lazy. It's just that simple. A lot of us don't do it because we want to take the easy way out and then wonder why we are in the endless cycle that we're in. We have the choice to break that. To get something you've never gotten, you have to do something you've never done. I'm going to say that again. To get what you've never gotten, you have to do what you've never done. Sometimes that is making new habits, breaking old habits, replacing those things. You know, the very thing that got me in trouble and got me hemmed up, got me booked up into prison. I'm using this book now. We booked up. You get it? Booked up with KT. This is, we have all these different visions and all these different things that God gives us, and they are fleeting and go in one way and out the next. We never hear about it again. We never know. We don't even think about it anymore because we don't have anything to refer back to. Our minds are not, some people have, minds, a lot of different things. I honestly think that I'm probably undiagnosed and probably on a spectrum, just sometimes the way I think and the different things I've been looking up and different things. And there's nothing wrong with being on a spectrum. It's just that you think differently and that you just move differently. That's all. You know what I mean? And I just know that I'm different and I never really fit in. I never really, and I know that God has always told me that you're supposed to be you're supposed to stand out from the crowd. You know what I mean? You don't have to blend in, you follow the crowd, you're going to get lost in it eventually, I'm on a weight loss journey to lose 27 pounds in 60 days. Okay. That's why you guys are seeing me guzzling this constantly. Says, I've always been a loner, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? There's other people who are just like you. And sometimes it just takes for you to step out on faith and just be your natural self. Like a lot of times the people that I hung around are kind of so uppity and this and that, and I really don't belong. So I'm goofy. I like to make funny videos. I do skits. This, but I'm also, this is another part of me that I like to do. I am who I am. I can't be anyone else. And the fact that there's no one better to be you. And it's okay to not fit in. It's okay to be a loner because you just decided I don't want to blend in. Like the type of color I am, and I don't mean skin color, the type of color I am, I don't blend with everybody else. And that's okay. You stand out. Just remember that. God made you special and different. Nobody else like you in the world. So therefore, you should know, hey, if I feel like this, God is allowing you to feel this way because there are people that are like you, but not exactly like you. Okay. But there's a tribe of people that God has for you that you're drawn to, that you're going to be accountable for, that you're supposed to be giving these gifts to, you're supposed to be giving these talents to, you're supposed to be giving these skills to, you know what I mean? Because it's not just about us and our legacy that we're in, it's about passing things along, you know? Okay, let's hop back in. The answer is simple. We've got 7 more pages left. Look at me. 6 more pages says, the answer is simple. The top 3% have clear written goals. Wait a minute. Here we go. Wait a minute. Yeah. Have clear written goals and plans that they work on every day. They know exactly who they are, what they want, and where they are going. They have a blueprint, a roadmap that guides them faster with ever greater accuracy towards achieving the health, happiness, and wealth and prosperity that most people strive for their whole lives. I know we just read that. As a result of having clear written goals, they waste far less time than the average person. As a result of having clear written goals, they waste far less. Far is a lot. Far less, like a whole lot less. There's emphasis on these words in these sentences. Than the average person. People with written goals, look, I already wrote up in here. People with written goals and plans earn and accumulate on average 10 times as much as other people with the same levels of intelligence and education. I'm going to read this again. You see where I already wrote up in here? People with written goals and plans earn and accumulate on average 10 times as much as other people with the same levels of intelligence and education. So a person, let's just say a person that makes 30K a year or 50K a year, somebody in the same sector, because they wrote their goals down, on average, they usually make 10 times more than the other people in their sector of work or wherever they are, their niche. So why would just taking this small step, we take all these grand steps and different things for our jobs. They tell us to do this, you do it without sometimes even questioning it. But just imagine you writing down every day just your stuff. Tap the live, guys. Let's get it up to 1,000 likes. Let's get on up to 1,000 likes. There's 7 people in here. Let's get it on up to 1,000, y'all. Push this like out. Push this out. This is too good to keep up just to us. We have to bring some more folks up in here. Please tap the live. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Thank y'all so much. We got to bring some folks up in here. We dropping some gems. I appreciate y'all interacting in the live. Thank you, user, for getting these likes right on up. I appreciate you. Clarity is everything. Clarity is everything. There is a story of a hunter who goes to the edge of the woods, closes his eyes, and shoots his rifle. Didn't we just talk about this, Samantha? Didn't we just talk about this, Samantha? There is a story of a hunter who goes to the edge of the woods, closes his eyes, and shoots his rifle into the forest. He then turns to his friend and says, I sure hope something good runs into that. Is that what we do on the daily basis? Is this what we're doing on the daily basis? We're just shooting randomly into the darkness and hoping something runs into the bullet. Is this what we're doing? That is a good. Let me read that one more time. There's a story of a hunter who goes into the edge of the woods, closes his eyes, and shoots his rifle into the forest. He then turns to his friend and says, "I sure hope something good runs into that." Now that's funny. That is how too many people live their lives. They throw themselves at life like a dog chasing a passing car, seldom catching anything. Most people go through their lives without goals, doing the best they can, just hoping something good will happen to them. Are we that person in this live? Is that us? Are you guys afraid to say that that's you, and or do you guys say, "Hey, that was me and I want to change," or "Hey, this is what I'm working on"? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. It's okay. This is a judgment-free zone. Clearly, I'm the last person to be on any kind of judgment. But this was me. I was a part of this, thinking that literally up here until just up here recently, literally, this was me. Okay, I'm going to be open and vulnerable. You guys are going to see that I'm very transparent and very much an open book to as much as I can be on TikTok, because TikTok, you have to kind of mask some stuff, you know what I mean? But with YouTube, that's why it's real raw. That's why I'm eventually trying to push as much people as I can over to YouTube, because you can just be very open and raw. And I'll be starting to go live there. I'm just going to be uploading these lives there, but probably on day 5 when I'm doing this, I'll just start going live over there. I'm just trying to catch as many people that want to go. You know, I'll pop in over on this side of TikTok on this page, my backup page, and grab a couple people when I can. But that'll be the main place that I'm going, is YouTube, because it's just such a different atmosphere there, you know, and you don't get your lives booted and kicked and all these different crazy things. It's just a little bit more freedom over there. All right. Now, most people go through their lives without goals, doing the best they can and just hoping something good will happen to them. But hope is not a strategy. Let me say this again. Hope is not a strategy. It is a recipe for failure, if not disaster. I have a problem with people accepting me. Well, Samantha, why do they have to accept you? Why can't you accept yourself? That's the real question. Who cares if someone accepts you or not? Who cares? I struggled with that. I'm going to give you a quick story. I struggled with being accepted from my friends and family when I was younger. When I was born, I was supposed to be blind. So if you look at my eyes, like this eye wanders really bad. I've got this filter. I don't even know how to take this filter off. But if you see those blue scars and different things, like I really wasn't supposed to see. But my eyes were crossed so bad. Them things was chasing each other. So I've gotten several surgeries on my eyes when I was maybe about 4 or 5 months. I think I got maybe 5 and maybe 5 surgeries. And of course, this is in the 80s. And, you know, I didn't almost wake up and my mom's like, you know what? We're going to take her eyes how they are. I don't care about that. I want my baby to live, you know? And so I struggled with my whole life, really, really thick glasses. You know, this was in the 80s and 90s and different things of that nature. And then I was real muscular. I'm not very like a dainty girl. I've got bigger hands, bigger feet. You know, I'm just not the typical girl. So, you know, I struggled with a lot of that. Went to 14 different elementary schools, 1 junior high and 2 high schools. And I always was either too white for the white people or too black for the black people. Or excuse me, the other way around. Too white for the black people and too black for the white people. I never fit in. I was too something, you know. Then I couldn't look at people in their eyes, and it was just a lot, you know. And I just got tired of being in that prison. I just was like, I don't care if anybody accepts me. I accept myself. You know, this is what it is. God created me. This is what it was. And, you know, when you finally be free, this is why I want to take off. Like when I take this filter off, I have so much hyperpigmentation. Like, I don't even know how to take this filter off, but I just now got comfortable. If you guys go to my other page, like literally within the last few days, I just got comfortable like filming without, and I am so free from that prison of wanting to be accepted from other people. Who cares? If you accept yourself, other people will accept you and follow suit. And if they don't, then forget them. F them. I don't cuss anymore, but F them. You know, who cares? There's going to be so many people when you walk into the purpose that you're supposed to walk into. Those people are going to accept you for who you are, what you stand for, and how you live your life, your character. Who cares about who accepts you or not? Okay. Thank you so much. He says, I'm always along at work. What does that mean? I'm always along to work. I'm always at work. Maybe clarify that. I don't know if they got ears hidden. I don't know. What does that mean? Let me know. But I'm going to pop back into our reading, put my readers back on. Thanks so much for joining in, guys. Fran Marcel, like no one would talk to me. Okay, well, do your work. That's probably actually good, unless your job requires you to talk to people. I mean, do your work. You're going to get better at doing your work anyway than them. You're going to be the one that's probably more than likely going to be the one promoted. If you come in, put your head down and grind, you're not even going to care if people are going to, why people don't want to talk to you. That just stems from probably some childhood, some inner childhood traumas that maybe you need to eventually heal. You know, your inner child. And that's one of the things with writing down the goals. If you don't have any kids, one of the goals is to heal your inner child. Some things, like maybe do some things that you wish your mom always did. We wish your mom would always do. Maybe it was go to the park when you always got told no, or, you know, different things of that nature. Some stuff that you always wanted to do when you were a kid, do it now. You want to go to Disney World or whatever, take care of your inner child. Because if you don't take care of the hurts and the different things within yourself, you're going to continue to live an unhappy life. So that's a whole nother section and a whole nother sector. And we can go into that. It's actually within this book. So if Samantha, if you want to come on in, we can connect to different things. Go up to my YouTube. Again, it's Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Hold on, they're making me do this puzzle thing. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Go ahead and follow that's my YouTube. Pop over to my YouTube. Get off here right quick. Go out and come back in. Everybody that's on here. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. That's my YouTube. This is where I'll be going live. Get ready to hop back on in a little bit. Again, if you guys want to go to my main account where I post all my content, as you guys see, that I don't really have that much content or any on here at all, because I have neglected this area of my good old, and this is a new YouTube that I started that's literally about what it is, you know, literally. But this is my YouTube. If you guys want to screenshot it, hide the text or whatever the case may be, Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. Because I fix and tinker on stuff too. And why I fix and tinker on stuff, God gives me usually revelations. And I usually kind of relate that to something in the Bible. And it's usually a lesson in whatever it is that I have that I'm working on. Clearly, you guys can see I'm Chatty Cathy. That's one of the things I do. All right. Let's pop back in here. It's a recipe for disaster. It said, but hope is not a strategy. It is a recipe for disaster. If not failure. For you to maximize your time, to enjoy the greatest quantity and quality of riches and rewards, you need to take time regularly to think about your goals, especially when you're experiencing turbulence and rapid change. You need to become intensely goal-oriented, setting goals, making plans, and organizing your life around the things you really want to do. And have and half are the greatest time management tools of all. Goal setting and personal strategic planning require that you step back, take some time off, away from interruptions. This is why I say write it, because on our phone you can only go so far. To me, that's just my thing. Take a step back, take some time off, away from interruptions and distractions. Then you'll answer several key questions to ensure that on the outside then what you are doing on the outside is consistent with the person you are on the inside and in harmony with what you really want to achieve. Look into yourself. We're on page 14. The first question you ask is, who am I? Your answer to this question reveals your self-image, the person you think you are, because the outer behaviors are always consistent with the way you see or describe yourself on the inside. This answer tells you a lot about yourself. Whew. What do you guys think about that? The sign over the temple of Apollo at Delphi in ancient Greek read, "Man, know thyself." This is the starting point of wisdom. Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." That means, literally, it says the same thing in the Bible. Like, it's up to us to really examine ourselves and get our salvation and different things in order. Like, I can't believe, the only thing that I wish is I can't believe that I waited so long to come to this conclusion, to be able to allow this to click in my head. But I believe that it's the right time in my life, and I don't believe anything is by accident. I believe completely and wholeheartedly that I am where I need to be at, right where I am, to be able to reach the people that I need to reach. It's the fact that it's the hard pill to swallow, is that I am where I thought myself to. This house that I live in, which is not the greatest, but I'm grateful. But it's because of how I was a steward over my money, a steward over my time, a steward over my children, a steward over myself, my health, wealth, all of those things. You are where you're at in life because of the way that you think. Sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow because we like to blame everybody else because, well, if this didn't happen to me, or if my mom didn't do this, or if my dad didn't do that, or if I didn't get this happen to me, or if I didn't fall, if that person didn't trip me and I hurt my leg for the rest of my life and now I have hip problems, all these different things. We blame everybody, but never take the accountability, the responsibility, our ability to respond to the things that sometimes may be inevitable or may not be our fault. Think about those things. Sometimes it's going to ruffle some feathers, me saying those things. But for the most part, I'm a straight shooter. I don't try to care too much about people's feelings. I mean, like I used to, because with that, as a people pleaser, I'd rather somebody be real with me than be fake with me and telling me I'm doing such this great job, but I'm doing a crappy job, but I'm still headed in the wrong direction. That's just like if you know that somebody you got real and major love for, even if it's a stranger, and they're going down one way and you see a semi truck coming in to smack them to the ground and smash them over, would you say, hey, that you're going down the wrong road, or you don't want to get it, or you wouldn't offend them from ruining their life? No, I would hope that you would be human and say, forget your feelings, bud, you're going down the wrong way. And I see what's up ahead of you. That's how you have to be. People's feelings are not that important. They are to me when you're younger, because that's a part of creating your character. Yes, feelings matter, but people who live and thrive off of feelings is somebody who's emotionally unstable. No. No. All right, let's pop back in here. You then answer several key questions to ensure that what you are doing on the outside is consistent with the person you are on the inside and in harmony with what you really want to achieve. Look into yourself. The first question you ask yourself, who am I? Ask yourself right now. You don't have to put it in the chat. Ask yourself, who am I? And then don't just think it. It would take another step to make you uncomfortable. What if you got a piece of paper, a sheet of paper, or a journal, and it actually put pen to paper and you really wrote it? Not just what you do at your job, because that's not who you are. That's what you do. Who are you? No, I'm not just a mom, or I'm not just a dad. No, who are you? Who are you? And then Peach told us, this just came to mind. In the Fall Asleep with Peach, she always reminds us of the thing in the Lion King when Mufasa said, "Remember who you are." And I think about that often, like, man, remember who you are. Are you, baby? We gonna get into that. Who am I? Your answer to this question reveals your self-image. The person you think you are, again, the person you think you are, because your outer behaviors are always consistent with the way you see or describe yourself on the inside. This answer tells you a lot about yourself. The sign over the temple of Apollo Delphi in Greece says, "Man, know thyself." This is the starting point. Yes, we read this, but I want to get this into my system. This is the starting point of wisdom. Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living. Unless you carve out time regularly to examine your life and make sure that you are clear about your goals and that they have not changed, you will become reactive responsive, acting impulsively, and often doing what other people want you to do." That means like, you care too much about what people think. You can't do that. You know, that's being a people pleaser. And if you feel like, hey, I always had somebody tell me I wasn't nothing or this, and you're trying to please or get that person to like you, no, that cycle breaks and stops now. Okay? Begin this goals analysis by realizing that you are unique. It's not a coincidence that you 7 people are on here on this live right now. Okay? It's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Everything has a divine appointed time. Everything has an appointed time. And you're here for a reason. You are here for a reason. Begin this goals analysis by realizing that you are unique and potentially extraordinary. There has never been, nor never will be, anyone exactly like you. And I just said this earlier for you guys that were here earlier. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. I love that. Be yourself because everybody else is already taken. You are a special and complex combination of knowledge, experience, education, talents, abilities, interests, emotions, desires, and fears. In addition, from infancy onward, you have had a complex series of experiences that have shaped you into the person you are today. We literally just went over all of this. Okay, you have special strengths and abilities that have been born with the capacity to be absolutely excellent at something and maybe several things. I've already told you guys this. You know, this is awesome. Just hearing confirmation. Your great responsibility to yourself and others is to find that special mission that you have been put on this earth to accomplish. You must clarify your vision, your life's purpose, your heart's desire. We literally just talked about this. Hey, Nikia, McLeod, thank you guys for just stopping in and joining. I appreciate that. Hey, Paula. Hey, everybody popping on in. Tap the screen. Let's get to 1,500 likes and bring some more people in. Thank you guys so much for staying thus far. You could have been anywhere in the world. And I appreciate that you guys here are with me. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Do what you really love. We're on page 15. Got 4 more pages. Then we're going to cut it out and we're going to head over to, I got to head over to my class. One of your great jobs in life is to find something you really, really love to do and then put your whole heart into it, becoming absolutely excellent at doing that one thing. Just think right now. You don't even have to put it in the chat unless you want to. What is something that you really, really, really enjoy doing? Actually, he says what you really love doing. That could be crocheting. That could be doing hair. That could be working on cars. That could be anything. If you guys want to drop on in the chat what it is, come on with it. I would love to get to know you guys. Something that I really, really love to do is what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now, I genuinely have a love to bring people into the knowledge of who they are, setting and becoming to be the best person they can be. And I want people to be able to share it, continue to let the ball roll into other people and others' lives. This is what I really, really love. Clearly, I could do this for hours. Clearly. If I didn't have other stuff I had going on, I have a class in 1 hour that I'm doing Wake Up with Peach, which is life-altering, life-changing. If I didn't have that and my goals that I have to accomplish, and I have 3 kids I have to get off to school, then I have a house I have to clean and organize and different things I have to do and to eat and exercise and all this different kind of stuff, baby, I would be right here. So you see, I'm dedicated because it's 2:59 where I am at in the Midwest. It's 2:59. What time is it where you guys are at? I'm gonna pop back in here while you guys go ahead and let me know what time it is or where you guys may be located. And you don't have to tell exact location. You can say, hey, I'm on Central Eastern Time, or hey, I'm on the West Coast or whatever. But what time is it where you guys are at? 11 a.m. Wow. All right. Oh, you're in Kuwait. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm right in the heart of the States, in the United States. That's so awesome. I have a guy that I was following for military information because I want to join the military and is still possibly thinking about it. Yeah, so. And he's in Kuwait, and he said the living over in Kuwait and the food over in Kuwait, everything is much better there. So I said I wanted to visit and give it a good shot over there. He did contracting over there, and he's a young guy too. Retired from the military and contracting. Awesome guy. All right. And it says, let's see. Where did we leave off at? Okay, here we go. Throughout your adult life and career, you need to ask and answer a series of questions. Your answers will change over time and with experience. You must be clear about your answers each time you address these questions and must be willing to change your responses as you get more information. A lot of the times, we like to be in the mold. That's our natural human thing, is to preserve. We want to take the path of least resistance. And sometimes that can come off as laziness, or that can sometimes come off as disinterest in doing other things. Do you guys sometimes go to the grocery store and you buy the same exact things because you don't want to try anything new? Conditioning. Oh, yes. Oh, you really like it. Oh, awesome. Good deal. Good deal. And, and we buy the same things. We get up and we do the same exact routine. Sometimes it's good to have a different routine. Do one routine in a week. That keeps your mind sharp. Do one routine this week and change it up and do another routine next week. You'll still be efficient. Maybe one day you say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and brush my teeth and do this and do that, then get in the shower. Or the following week, let me get in the shower first and then I'll go ahead and brush my teeth. There's little subtle changes. Even though they're small, they keep your mind sharp. Little bitty stuff like that we do just routinely. It keeps us in a rhythm to where we don't have to think. That's why the body loves to take the path of least resistance, All right. Here we go. You must be clear about the answers each time you address these questions and must be willing to change your responses as you get more information. Begin by assuming that you have no limitations. Okay. Imagine that you could wave a magic wand and make your life ideal in every way. I know we've thought about these things when we were a kid, but someone came along and told us that we can't do this or that we can't do that. And they shut those things down. I know you guys have been around kids before, and kids have such these big grand dreams. I want to be the president. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be this. I want to be that. You don't really have. And as you get older, people shoot and pop those and shoot those dreams down and tell you what you can't be. And you start believing those people. You start believing those people. Kids have these different things in their hearts. And they, like they said, change the responses accordingly. One day they may want to be an astronaut. Give them that confidence. It's the same thing that you can do to yourself too. You can feed your inner child. A lot of times our inner child needs to be healed so we can be the proper adult that we need to be. A lot of people don't want to step back into that area or that part of their time or their life because it may be a painful time in their life, or they just may not know how to step into that to be able to even heal, to even know where to begin with that type of stuff. That's why it's good to learn. That's why it's good to read, write things down, channel these things out in a positive way. And I don't mean channel as in, all that weird stuff. No, channeling meaning the stuff, take it out of your mind and put it in here that frees your mind up to be able to replace it. Because the more that you write and get all this stuff out of your mind, this toxic stuff, good stuff, bad, whatever it is, you allow room to be able to have new things in your mind. You release yourself from bad doctrine to where you're able to receive and relearn things. You know what I mean? It's really a good thing. And I hope that you guys on this live really think about these things. Hey, King Calamiter Coal Miner. Hey, King Coal Miner. And I'm going to go into it. Begin by assuming that you have no limitations. Imagine that you could wave a magic wand and make your life ideal in every way. Ask yourself, what do I really want to do with my life? What do I really, really want to do with my life? What do I really, really, really want to do with my life? So each time that you ask yourself that, you get clearer and clearer and clearer. You may say, I want to cook. I want to be a chef. Then you're going to say, what kind of chef? Then you can even get deeper than that. Meaning that niche down, the more clarity that you have, the more easier it is to make decisions to know that if what you're doing on the day-to-day basis aligns you with what it is that you really want to do in life. That's going to help you say no faster. That's going to help you say yes faster. That's going to help to know where you need to divvy out your time. Okay? And I'm still learning and growing in this area too, but I do know that this is a part of my purpose outside of the things that I know that I have been doing. I know that this is a part of my purpose to be able to bring other people to know what it is that they want to be in life, especially moms that feel like they have lost themselves, the post-incarcerated mothers, as I am. That's my audience. That's who I've wrote a book for, is moms or people who want to know the many colors of parenting, single parenting at that. Okay. So the third time you ask this question with really, really, really is the key. It forces you to dig deep into yourself, moving past the superficial answers regarding money and success, and often gives you the answers you have been seeking. This is how you begin to unlock your full potential. We're on page 16. We got 2 more pages. Personal strategic planning. Successful companies invest a lot of time and money developing strategic plans for their businesses. I'm going to say that again. So why wouldn't we do these same things with our lives? We just go with the flow. Somebody right now is on the way to work or getting ready to get up for work here in a little bit, because you're okay with the plan that they set out for their company and for them. But when it comes to you, we can't show up for ourselves and figure out those things, ask ourselves those same questions. It's easier for a lot of people to go ahead and show up for somebody else's dream than show up for ourselves because we think that it's hard. No, you're already taking a risk by doing this for somebody else. You can find time, whether you have to cut out scrolling, TV, unnecessary conversations with friends and family that gossip or don't have anything that's beneficial that they're talking about. It's not being mean or being rude. It's about honing in on what it is your purpose and the things that you need to do in your life. If your house and different things aren't in order like mine are not, and I'm being transparent with certain things, this is why I'm digging deep with this. And I truly believe that God, I know you guys have maybe heard of the term solas, meaning that there is other truth outside of the Bible that is just as good. There's doctrine outside of the Bible that aligns with the Bible, So, and I truly believe certain books and different things. I always ask God to protect me from different things that I'm not supposed to listen to. I don't even listen to secular music anymore to the best of my ability. That I don't listen to like the vulgar, different kind of stuff like, I used to. Not knocking anybody who does. I'm an 80s person, and some of the songs and stuff, if it's not edifying God, I mean, there's really no in between. That's a whole nother thing. And I talk about those things on my other page. If you guys want to go follow it. And there we go. It forces you to dig deep. Okay, let me read this part. It says, the third time you ask this question with really, really, really is the key. It forces you to dig deep into yourself, moving past the superficial answers regarding money and success, and often gives you the answer you have been seeking. This is how you begin to unlock your full potential. Personal strategic planning. Successful companies invest a lot of time and money developing strategic plans for their businesses. They are carefully thought out goals and plans they use to achieve greater success and profitability in competitive markets. You need a strategic plan as well. You need a strategic plan as well to ensure you accomplish the very most in the shortest period of time, making the fewest possible mistakes along the way. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to cut the live. I'm going to go out and come back in because it seems like it's a lot of bots rolling in here, but I'm going to cut this out and then I'll roll back in just to finish up these last couple of questions until page 19 for generational wealth. What we were talking about just a little bit ago. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm going to cut back out and then pop right back in. Okay, guys. Are you guys cool? Is it live stable? Because on my end, it's a lot of bots that's popping up. I don't know if you guys can see some of the comments are hidden. I'm not sure. You guys think I should stay? So I know that some people said when you see a lot of that activity that you should restart your live or re-jump it. But if you guys think it's cool, then I'll go ahead and stay because we don't have that much left to read anyway. I think I'll just go ahead and stay actually. It says personal strategic planning focuses on 4 basic questions. Wait a minute, let me scroll back up here. It says, you need a strategic plan as well, a personal strategic plan to ensure you accomplish the very most in the shortest period of time, making the fewest possible mistakes along the way. Personal strategic planning focuses on 4 basic questions you should ask yourself regularly, not just once, but says regularly. Where am I now in my life? That's a question that you have to really be truthful with yourself at. right now? You guys don't have to put that in the comments, but where am I now in my life? Just take a few seconds to think about that while I read the rest of this. What have you accomplished so far? How much are you worth financially? How much are you, what kind of family life do you have? What is your level of health and fitness? Whew. How did I get to where I am today? This is question number 2. How did I get to where I am today? Our thoughts. What were the choices and decisions that you made in the past to create your present life? Whew. What has been most responsible for your success to date? What has been the reason for your setbacks? Ooh, these are some tough questions. All right, let me read number 3. Got 2 more left. Where do I want to go in the future? These are questions. I know I'm popping them out quick, but these are some things that we ought to think about. Hey, Random Thoughts. Thanks so much for joining. Hey, Shay Asia Brown. Welcome in. Idealize and imagine a perfect future. Project forward 5 years and imagine that your life is excellent in every way. What would it look like? A lot of people don't even know that. What would it look like? How would it be different from your life today? These are some hard questions. I'm going to go live later on today on my other channel to actually read this to the audience that's over there. And I think a lot of people need to hear and understand these questions and some of the information that I've talked about and different things. How can I get from where I am and where I want to be? That takes some thinking. That's for sure. What are the different things that you could do? Starting off today, create your perfect future. To create your perfect future. Clarity is your best friend. I'm going to have to underline this. There's my other pen. I didn't bring it, so I'm just going to have to use this one. Clarity is your best friend. Personal strategic planning requires first that you set clear written goals, and second that you carefully examine the various strategies you can implement to achieve them. Most people want to earn a lot of money doing something they enjoy and ultimately achieve financial independence, but only a small percentage of people will achieve this common goal. Why is this? You know, they say that if you do something you love, it will be like you're not even doing a day of work. You know, I believe one day, and I know that this live is being recorded, and I'll be posting this on my YouTube. One day, I know that I will be able to leave my 9 to 5 and that my social media will be able to take care of my living expenses and other things, because I want to be able to pour into other people who are lost in their purpose or don't even know their purpose or who need the clarity. These are the type of things I want to do. I want to travel the world. I want to go to different seminars, webinars, and meet the people who have written these books, become be in their masterminds, be able to Peaches, being able to be in her class has changed my whole complete life. You know, a lot of people say, oh, just pray and just believe in God. Yeah, you can do that, but it's the same thing too. If somebody tells you to tie your shoe and you've never tied your shoe, and they tell you just pray and believe in God, you'll learn how to tie your shoe. No, you need somebody who knows how to tie their shoe. You need somebody who has been there and done that. You know? I mean, think about it. When we're kids and we fall, when we're trying to learn how to walk and crawl and move and all these different, we go through months and months of not giving up. We can't talk. We can't depend on anybody for anything, but yet we persevere and learn how to balance our whole body out and gain our core strength to learn how to walk, to learn how to talk, to learn how to do these different things all within a year of not ever being in this world before. We can continue to do that. We have the ability to continue to keep learning how to walk in different areas of our life. We have the ability to learn how to talk in different areas of our life and bring other people along. We have that ability. Out of all the people, we have these abilities. All right. Personal strategic planning requires first that you set clear written goals. Second, that you carefully examine various strategies you can implement and achieve them. Most people want to earn a lot of money doing something they enjoy and ultimately achieve financial independence, but only a small percentage of people will achieve this common goal. Why is that? First generation wealth. Whew. How many people have first generation wealth? Hey, Gina. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Go ahead, tap this live. Let's get up to 2K likes. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. You guys could be anywhere in the world right now, and you chose to be right here with Kenesha. And I appreciate your presence, your energy, and you guys just chilling in the cut. I appreciate it. There are more than 10 million millionaires in the United States alone, and more than 80% of them are self-made. I'm going to read that again. Can you guys fathom that? Did you guys know that? Put yes or no in the comments. That I do want to hear. Go ahead and put that yes or no in the comments. The 6 people that are in here, I want to know, did you know that? There are more than 10 million millionaires in the United States alone, and more than 80% of them are self-made. Did you guys know that? Yes or no? Please, I'm asking you to put that in the comments. That's a question that I'm curious if you guys knew that. I did not know that. When I first read this, I had no idea that there were that many in the United States. So that tells me if there are 10 million millionaires, that means it can't be super hard to get $1 million, because you're not a millionaire if you have $1 less than $1 million. So clearly these are people who are generating $1 million on a regular, whether it's $1 million+ a year, $1 million+ every 6 months, $1 million+ a month. If you guys know me, I love Myron Golden because he says it's a lot easier to make a lot of money in a little bit of time than make a little bit of money in a lot of time. A lot in a little bit of time. So we'll go over that even more because I love talking about Myron Golden. He's my virtual mentor and he doesn't even know it. He's awesome sauce. One day I'll be able to afford his hourly wage. He charges $40,000 for 1 hour of his time. Phew. In the world, there are almost 2,000 billionaires. In the world, there are almost 2,000 billionaires, and about 66% of whom are self-made as well. These are all individuals who started with nothing and achieved their financial success in one working lifetime, if not sooner. Why not you? Why not you? There are many different ways for you to achieve your goals of high income, financial independence, or even wealth. One high road to financial success is entrepreneurship, the ability to start and build your own successful business. Today, it is easier to start a business and get started offering a product or service than ever before. It takes less than 24 hours for you to register your business, set up a whole website, and start operating. Woo. Come on now. I know some of y'all on here are either supposed to be starting a book, selling something, or anything. My neck is hurting. That's why I'm rolling my little head around. And if you know that's you, just got to listen in. This live is for you. And if you want to continue on with these types of informations and questions and things like that, go ahead and hit my link up, or don't hit my link, but go to my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel. I should be having some people have went over there. It's 6 of us in here. Go ahead and I need you guys to pop out, go to the YouTube, follow that YouTube channel. Coffee Repairs and a Mom with a Prayer. 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 And I'm saying it like that so you can get that in your mind. That's where I'll be going live on a regular and sometimes on my other page. All right. Now, why not you? There are many different ways to you achieve your goals of high income, financial independence, or even wealth. One high road to financial success is entrepreneurship, the ability to start and build your own successful business. Today, it is easier to start a business and get started offering a product or service ever than before. It takes less than 24 hours for you to register your business and set up a website and start operating. Many people become financially independent by specializing and becoming absolutely excellent in their fields, working for another company, and being paid very well. They go to work for someone else and work their way up, earning more and more over the years. Fully 10% of millionaires are professionals, such as doctors, lawyers, architects, accountants, and engineers. They worked very hard for a long time, did excellent work, got great reputations, and were eventually paid very well. You can choose the path of entrepreneurship and business building, or you can choose the work of another company, especially a company with great potential that is just getting started. You can specialize and become excellent at what you do. You can be a big success in many different ways. And we're going to conclude right there. On page 19, we'll finish reading Listen to Yourself tomorrow on my YouTube channel. So I thank you guys for stopping in and spending your time with me. I am getting ready to get on off of here and go write for a little bit because I have my Zoom meeting in about 30 minutes. Then after that, I've got a whole list of things that I need to do. Then I've got to get my kids off to school. And then after that, I've got to work. Actually, I'm going to work out after I do some things. But yeah, I've got a whole list of things I'm going to do today and have a great time doing them. And I wish you all prosperity, greatness in your day today. Again, thank you for stopping in. I might take me a little nap after class, maybe a 20-minute nap, just so I can kind of reboot and do what I have to do. Maybe later on in the day, take a nap because I have decided sleep is not that important at this moment. My body will let me know when it's time for me to go to sleep. I am on a mission to be able to accomplish the things that I know I need to accomplish at the time that and the opportunities I'm given with the time that I have. I'm proud of myself for going live and for being interactive and the different things that you guys questions. I loved all of them and I will see you soon. And thanks for stopping by.